Every day before I go to work, my heart is like this.
One of the most exciting things about being an actor is that you're often asked to enter a world that you're not familiar with.
For me, I think that unlocked part of the character was working on the dance. Physically, it did something that was kind of freeing and got me out of my head.
The bat was probably the most important tool that I use for Troy.
The first time I tried on the hat, it really seemed to unearth the kind of iconic character that Bobby is.
He reminds me of my mother, actually. I'm very, very grateful that I had a mother that loves unconditionally, and that was a big key for me, and obviously a big key for Desmond.
What was really special about that character is that she has so many lives. She's so multiple. I call her almost a post-feminist character.
We cast 3 different actors to play the same role. The eyes are the window into the soul. So I thought if I could find these actors with the same eyes, you know, the audience will connect to this guy's soul.
Musicals are a hard sell for today's audiences. That kind of full-fledged idea of people breaking into song because their emotions inspire them to. The challenge for this movie was to try to kind of make that feel accessible and relevant.
I really struggled in the beginning with the idea of playing a crack addict. I had to have done all the research. I had to know how to handle a crack pipe, which actually I got lessons off YouTube for.
Initially, my character was younger. We changed him to being someone that was more cynical and was really on the verge of becoming a bitter person.
Most people, they go through their life and they are trying to hold it together, and they're not like constantly dredging up old terrible feelings and wallowing in all their unhappiness. They're usually trying to focus on the positive and get through the day. I was sort of doing the opposite.
You feel like you begin to break the back of a character, and that could happen in rehearsal, that could happen. Sometimes it can never happen.
There was definitely a scene in the film that I was worried about or had a bit of anxiety about.
Definitely the assassination scene. It's really unimaginable.
I was really nervous to like make out with a girl in front of a bunch of grown men. Like, it's just awkward.
The prison scenes, a young black woman in a jail cell.
The scene in which I'm watching my house burn down.
The dinner table scene when Chiron comes and confronts Juan about what he does for a living.
I shot my last scene of the film first. That kept me lots of sleepless nights.
I was trying to put myself into the shoes of the characters, and I thought, well, there are people who've really gone through things like this in real life, and maybe I have no right to be treading on that ground. Then I thought, well, why can't they have a movie about them too?
It's her story, and I wanted it to be real and authentic.
I knew Jackie primarily as a style icon, and I think she was very aware that she was a symbol for people.
He didn't just heal and treat his own men, he treated the Japanese soldiers just as much, and every life mattered.
We're all sort of in the same boat, and sometimes the boat gets a little rougher for some people than others.
When you're on the outside looking in and can gain perspective, that's when you realize just what these women were up against and what they were able to contribute. And then after all of that, history somehow forgot them.